simulators provide accurate and flexible models for DRAM and memory controller operations, and doing so, they enable research on current and future memory systems in various areas, like improving DRAM performance and latency, developing solutions for robustness issues, like retention and read disturbance, and evaluating various systems like emerging processing in memory architectures. Therefore, these simulators are critical for improving the performance, efficiency, and robustness of memory systems. A Micro 2024 Best Paper Runner-Up publication with all three artifacts titled A Mess of Memory System Benchmarking, Simulation, and Application Profiling, which we call MESS paper, proposed a new benchmark to evaluate real and simulated memory system performance. While doing so, it also makes some strong negative claims about two of our simulation structures, Ramulator 2 and DAMOV, and shows unexpected results. The paper concludes that these tools poorly resemble the actual system performance. In this work, we demonstrate that these claims and results are incorrect and are due to the configuration and simulator usage errors made in the MESS paper. We describe 4 best practices to aid users and developers of simulation tools to avoid such issues in the future. And to facilitate transparency and reproducibility, we open source all our code and results, and they are also artifact evaluated. To demonstrate that these results and claims in the MESS paper are incorrect, we first analyze the evaluation of Ramulator 2 and DAMOV in the MESS paper, and then describe best practices for these tools for users to avoid such issues. Now let's talk about our analysis of the evaluation of Ramulator 2 in the MESS paper. Ramulator 2 is a modern, modular, and extensible DRAM simulator that models a wide range of DRAM standards and memory controller functionalities which are easy to extend. It enables fine-grained modeling of DRAM operation, and it is used by many research works since its release. It is also open source and freely available on GitHub. The MESS paper evaluates memory system performance by proposing the MESS benchmark, which characterizes a memory system, simulated or real, with a set of latency throughput or used bandwidth curves. These curves are plotted as a line figure, where each data point is an experiment that performs 2 types of memory accesses concurrently, streaming and pointer chasing access patterns, and plus the measured average memory access latency and the used memory bandwidth. The MESS benchmark then varies the memory intensity by adding nodes between subsequent memory requests, which creates a single curve, and evaluating the sweep of read to write operation intensities creates different curves from 50% to 100% reads. The MESS paper comments on the accuracy of Ramulator 2 by first evaluating a real DDR5 system with the MESS benchmark, which results in these curves that you see in the first screen. Then compares them against the Ramulator 2 curves that it obtains. The MESS paper observes that Ramulator 2's curves show first a smaller used memory bandwidth, and second, smaller memory access latency compared to the real system curves, and concludes that Ramulator 2 poorly resembles the actual system performance. However, Ramulator 2 results in the MESS paper are incorrect, and at the time of the publication of the MESS paper, they were irreproducible. We analyzed the MESS paper and its open source artifact and identified various issues in 3 categories. First, it was not possible to reproduce any of the Ramulator 2 results from the MESS paper artifacts available due to the missing source codes. The missing source codes were uploaded only after our contact, 10 months after the artifact evaluation badges were awarded. Second, we identified that Ramulator 2's evaluation suffers from fundamental configuration errors, as the MESS paper compares an 8-channel memory system in Ramulator 2 a 16-channel real memory system, and configures the system to have unrealistically low cache latency configurations that lead to low memory access latency. Lastly, we also identified scholarship issues, as the paper does not disclose these modifications to the source code of Ramulator 2, and differences in evaluation methodologies of real and simulated memory systems that we will not cover in this presentation, but they are described in detail in our paper. In the interest of time, we will focus on the fundamental configuration errors. The MESS paper's configuration errors result in the claimed inaccuracies, and now we will describe how they lead to smaller used bandwidth and smaller latency. First, the smaller used bandwidth results are caused by the difference in number of channels available in simulation and in real system evaluations. The MESS paper's Ramulator 2 configuration specifies 8 channels with this configuration line, and the paper specifies the real system configuration as 8x DDR5. This leads to Ramulator 2 instantiating 8 independent DDR5 channels, whereas the real system configuration has 8 DDR5 DIMMs, each of which containing 2 channels, meaning that there are actually 16 independent DDR5 channels in the mass paper's real system configuration. And because of this mismatch, Ramulator 2 results show around half the use bandwidth of the real system measurements, as it has half the number of channels. We identify that this is because the mass paper incorrectly assumes a DDR5 channel in Ramulator 2 as 64 bits wide, whereas the implementation clearly states a channel as 32 bits wide in Ramulator 2, which is a consistent value with the JDAC DDR5 standards. Because of this configuration error, the mass paper configures Ramulator 2 with half the channels of a real system and thus results in smaller use bandwidth. The second issue, smaller memory access latency, is due to the unrealistic cache latency configurations. The mass paper's artifact hardcodes the cache latency as 0 cycles and instantiates a high number of missatisfying registers. This configuration leads to significantly smaller DRAM round trip latency and queue in place, thus a low memory access latency compared to a real system. So the mass paper uses unrealistically low cache latency configurations, resulting in the low memory access latency that it attributes to Ramulator 2. Now let's hear from Haocong about how we evaluate Ramulator 2.
Thanks, Nisa. To this end, we independently evaluate the mass benchmark by executing the same memory access pattern and correctly configure Ramulator 2.0. Now let's see our results. Here on the x-axis, we have the used memory bandwidth, and the memory access latency is on the y-axis. We mark up the maximum theoretical bandwidth with the yellow line, and the maximum achievable bandwidth that takes into account the refresh penalties with the green line. Here's our results. We make two key observations. First, the simulated DRAM model in Ramulator 2 achieves high used memory bandwidth that is very close to the achievable bandwidth value as opposed to the claims in the mass paper. Second, the memory access latency also increases as the used memory bandwidth and derived ratio increases. We conclude that when correctly configured, Ramulator 2 simulated memory system performance resembles real system characteristics. Now let us look at the DAMOV results in the mass paper. DAMOV is another simulation framework that integrates a core model, ZEPSIM, with Ramulator, an earlier version, to evaluate processing-in-memory architectures. The mass paper evaluates a real DDR4 system, as we show on the left, and for DAMOV, the results are shown on the right, where they depict a constant memory access latency. We identified that the DAMOV results in the mass paper are a result of incorrect simulation statistics that they choose that are not related to the actual simulated DRAM performance. We analyzed the mass paper and identified two key issues. First, we could not reproduce any DAMOV results in the mass paper because of the missing source code and configurations in their artifact. Second, we identified that the scripts used in the mass paper use statistics from ZEPSIM that are unrelated to the DRAM latency modeled by Ramulator. Due to these issues, we independently evaluate DAMOV by executing the mass benchmark and adding missing pieces to their artifact in a best guess manner. Here's our results, and we observed that when we use the correct statistics, DAMOV's memory access latency is not constant, in contrast to the claims in the mass paper. There are even more details and analysis in the extended version of our paper on arXiv, and all our source code and scripts are fully open source and artifact evaluated. Lastly, based on our analysis, we recommend some best practices to use Ramulator 2 and DAMOV. To avoid the configuration and usage errors, first, we recommend the users to get familiarized with the JDAC standards and understand Ramulator 2's memory configuration and organization, and doing so would avoid the Ramulator 2 configuration errors in the mass paper. Third, we recommend the users to understand simulation methodology and the implementation of simulators to use the correct statistics, which would avoid the ZEPSIM statistics usage errors in the mass paper. Lastly, we encourage the users to communicate with the simulator developers if there are unexpected results to ensure the correct use of the simulators. Doing so would just avoid all the issues in the mass paper. Now let us conclude our talk. A recent publication called the mass paper demonstrates strong negative claims about Ramulator 2.0 and DAMOV and shows unexpected performance results. We demonstrate that these claims and results are incorrect and are due to configuration and simulator usage errors made in the mass paper. We strongly encourage the community to consider our corrections to the math paper to prevent the propagation of incorrect and misleading results. Finally, we fully open source our code and results in this GitHub repository. We also take this chance to introduce Ramulator 2.1, which is a major overhaul of Ramulator 2.0. It's currently available in the 2.1 branch, and if you're interested in learning more, please attend our workshop and tutorials at ISPASS and ISPASS'. The proceedings will also be published at ISPASS'. Here's the end of our talk, and we welcome any questions. Thank you.